Okay, can anybody hear me? Welcome, chat. How's it been? It's been a couple of. Let's see. I streamed last week, didn't I? Man, when I don't keep track of things. But it's whatever. Um, Welcome. It is the first day of spooky month. Therefore, I am wearing the spooky skin again. For those who don't know, um, last year I made this as a sort of tribute to Hades 2, and I will be playing Hades 2 on stream in the future this month because it is spooky month and because it's out. I spent the last of my paycheck just to make sure that I got it on time so I don't forget. But how do you like it? I do want to improve it at some point, but to be honest, this might not be a permanent Halloween skin. I was going to do another one because you know how Gunsmith Bitch is a new character in Panty and Stocking, and I think that her design matches my general art aesthetic, but then I don't have time. I usually don't have time to draw the things that I want, but it's whatever. We'll get through it. Today we're gonna draw. Me, when I say I don't have time to draw the things that I want, I really don't. The only reason why we're drawing this shit is because it's a stream, because that's usually how I get time. We love it here. But we're gonna be drawing Ladsmen. For those who follow my social media, I have drawn the guys, or I attempted, but the only one that I was really satisfied with was the only one that I was really satisfied with was Raphael. Like, it's like I put all of my effort. He was the first one that I did. So I put all of my effort into drawing that boy. So after all of the other ones, I guess all of my effort was just gone. So we cry. So let's see. I'm gonna start by drawing Silas, cause why not? I'm in a semi-Silas mood. We'll get there. Give me just one moment. We're gonna switch over. Okay. Also, let me know if the sound balance is off. Like, I be thinking that the sound balance is fine, and then it don't. So who knows? Okay. We're gonna pull up the references, and we finna draw this man. Did I save the picture? I didn't save the picture. There was like a third one that I needed. Ooh, this is a good one. But I could tell y'all some of the philosophy behind redesigning the guys, because I just wanted to make them a bit more excuse me, I wanted to make them a bit more distinctive from each other, because I don't know, I do like the guys and their designs, but sometimes I wish there was like a little bit more differentiation, I guess, because especially when like the 3D models were made, there was like this trend when folks were sharing the 3D models of the guys, and what we're gonna do is try to trace out the face. Give me a minute. There's like this trend of people extracting the 3D models and stuff, and a lot of artists were using it. Oh, hey, Cuddles. I will say from a quick look at the characters, they're all pretty much have the same body types. Yeah. Like, there are slight differences, especially once you strip them down. Yes, there's an option to strip them down. This game is freaky. And they just recently made it 18 plus when it should have always been 18 plus. Like, I don't understand. Well, I think I understand why gaming companies would make mobile games like teen and up, because they want access to data, and also mobile games are easier to win awards on, and when you win those awards you end up getting a lot more money. So like, more access to that data, having a larger fan base, which helps with like free advertisements, because even though teenagers aren't financially balling like that, um, even though teenagers aren't financially balling like that, um, they could still make fan art and fan works and stuff, which is pretty much free labor and free advertisement. So pretty much, I'm tracing out his face so I can understand the shape of it and then see how I can adjust it whenever I redraw him. Cause the only face redesign that I can say that I like is Raphael, because his face proportions are similar and he looks pretty. The other guys, they look distinctive. I think that Silas is like the maybe the second most successful based on like my preferences, because it sort of gives him, but not quite. I'm not gonna use this trace thing. I'm gonna just I'm gonna struggle a little bit. Let's do lines too, and then because it's spooky month, I'm playing spooky music because yes, um, so you're gonna hear stuff like the Monster Mash and Kim Petras, because we love Turn Out the Lights. We love Turn Out the Lights actually. Maybe I should draw Nima this month. Cuddles, you know about Nima, the serial killer character that I got, because like her characterization was partially based off of um was heavily inspired by Kim Petras's album Turn Out the Light. Yeah, the Project Mela character. Yeah. I just realized that Tom Kenny was a voice actor in this movie because I could hear his voice. I'm having random thoughts. But how's it been? How are you doing? But what was I thinking? I might draw Nemo. And then you're also gonna hear a lot of visual K and like goth rock music, because I'm like, it's autumn. We're gonna be listening to, what was it, October Rust by Typo Negative, where he's begging for witch coochie, guys. He's just like, please, witch woman. Please, if you could just spare me a singular crumb, I would surely be blessed. Fine, just had a few transfer meetings regarding what college I'm going to. Cool. I hope those went well. Oh yeah, and then things I have to get ready for. Tomorrow I'll be going to excuse me. Tomorrow I'll be at work all day. It's mostly just data. I will be talking to more people, doing scholarship grinding. I need to do that. I still need money. My tuition is not entirely paid. It's actually been demotivating because of that, but we'll get through today. Let's see. Give me just a moment. There's a reference that I need to find. There is my school is doing a holiday store, so I'm hoping to get that. And I'm like budgeting to make the merch and stuff. So with the other art streams that I'll be doing this month, his eyes are a bit more relaxed. Oh, so where the fuck did those come from? But what was I thinking again? Holiday House, where students get to practice doing their own little shop and stuff. This is also during the student exhibition. I got rejected for that, so that's nice. With where like the kids can show off kids, we're adults, where students can show off their work and have it up for auction. We'll see how that goes. Me make the what was I thinking about again? Oh yeah, holiday merch. Need to do merch designs for that. I do have an idea. See if I can look at the. I'm still gonna break his nose, maybe. For context, why I'm giving him like a crooked nose is because Silas is a boxer, and I kind of want to show that subtly by giving him an injury. Actually, I should probably talk about these guys while I'm drawing them. For those who are unfamiliar with Love and Deep Space, this is a romance action gotcha where you play as this thing called a Deep Space Hunter, which is this sort of guardian that hunts these monsters called wanderers. Think of the curses in Jujutsu Kaisen, how they always show up in high stress areas. And the Deep Space Hunters, they have these abilities called Evolve, which is like think elemental abilities, but not exclusive to being elemental. And they use that in order to fight and kill these things. And you, the player, you have your Evolve's ability is called Resonance, where pretty much you can make connections with the people around you and then use that connection to copy their Evolve. So you're usually paired up with somebody, right? You make that connection, you use that to copy somebody's Evolve ability, and you use that to fight the monsters that attack like metropolitan areas and whatnot. And you also have a crystal lodged in your chest. So whenever wanderers are killed, they leave behind these minerals called protocores, which are harvested and used to power like machines and whatnot. So you could also kill them for a power source. Excuse me. So you could kill them for a power source. And um, there's been some underground investigations or underground organizations that are trying to make metahumans to fight on their behalf and stuff. Or they're trying to make super soldiers and junk. And you were unfortunately victimized as like a kid to be that. So where did the boy toys come into the story? So some of them either work with you or they've been in similar situations as you. So let's go by order of appearance, right? We got Xavier, who is your coworker. He's a deep space hunter. And then you have Zane, who's your primary care doctor. Y'all were childhood friends, and he became a heart doctor, a cardiac surgeon, because he wanted to help you with your condition because you have a protocore lodged in your chest. You have Raphael, and to be honest, he's technically not affiliated with this stuff. Like he's sort of adjacent to it. So he's from um this human subspecies called Lumerians, which are pretty much that world's equivalent of Atlanteans. And Lumerians are a type of enhanced human whose bodies were like harvested to make certain materials, and like you have to deal with the black market for certain protocors and how that's been using in human experimentations. And Raphael, he's been investigating some of the disappearances of certain Lumerians. So that's how he's like involved. And then Silas, he's a gang leader. He's pretty much in charge of this organization that's also trying to combat these groups, trying to do that. And he actually was in the same facility as you when you were experimented on. And then Caleb, who's like an older brother figure, both of you were adopted by this old lady who used to work for one of those organizations that was doing that. But she like got guilty and she broke y'all out. So that's where the boy toys come in. And then like lads is it when it comes to the stuff that isn't a part of the main storyline, it has a lot of stories that are like centered around female centered myths or even female struggles and how that relates to myths. Because like this is a Chinese game, so it's going to have stuff about reincarnation. So those myths, when you're dealing with the guys in the past, deals with like some kind of female struggle, whether that's like a sacrificial bride or a witch and stuff. Because like in a past life, Silas was a dragon and you were a witch, and y'all were outside surviving with each other. But then some of the myths, of course, there's a lot of sci-fi elements because this takes place in the far future, where how the fuck do you do this man's brows? I'm trying to figure out his shape. Um, there's a lot of sci-fi elements because this takes place in the far future, where humans have succeeded at space travel. And like for starters, Silas and Xavier, they're both aliens and they're from the same planet. And with that sacrificial bride thing, like Philos had this thing where it depended on human sacrifice, like ritual human sacrifice, in order to maintain the planet. And there was like a whole like dilemma with that. But let's see. Decisions when it comes to the guy's redesigns, right? I wanted more skin tone variation and stuff. So I made Raphael more tan since he's like supposed to be a merman type character. And I made Silas albino because like he has a lot of vampire imagery and Hades type imagery with him. and like he's got white hair and red eyes. Make him albino. Like damn. And I readjusted his hair because I wanted to make it look like horns because he has like a lot of devil and underworld imagery, and he used to be a dragon in a past life, so I wanted to subtly nod to that. With Raphael, I made his hair longer and I made it wavy, sort of like a surfer dude. And then when you look closely at his 3D model, he actually has moles, but they're so small I can't see them bitches, so I just made them more pronounced. Because where they at? Like I know they're there, but damn, I shouldn't have to squint. Like I hate stuff like that. I think I made his face still too blocky. Like I know my style is exaggerated. I know my style is exaggerated. However, comma needs to be toned down just a wee bit. Because that was partially my main issue with Silas, at least drawing him. But I'm almost done editing. So let's turn symmetry back on. I don't want it round either. Like it's a delicate. Like I will put his face under this and just trace out the shape of that. Also, he does have high cheekbones. Now that I think about it. Hmm. Oh yeah, you will also hear video game songs, horror game songs. Okay, this is better. This is better. Ooh. And then now we gotta edit. Did I delete the other? Oh, that's what I needed to. Where is it? But let's see. Let's go over abilities and certain stuff story wise. I didn't like Silas at first, where I've been recently listening to some OSTs as well. Mouthwashing actually has an interesting soundtrack. Oh, what's interesting about it? To be honest, I have to re listen to, because I never officially listened to the soundtrack because I was just so used to the ambient silence of like the ship. Like I know there are specific songs and stuff, but I never looked deeper into it. Juxtaposition of the various disco songs with the more inharmonic tracks. Gotcha. I just realized, did Darren Korb add any more songs to Hades 2? I just realized. it's somewhat nostalgic, like an '80s game. You know, I wonder. Like, it makes me wonder because like some of the references. Actually, let me look it up. Did The Shining come out in the '80s? Okay, The Shining came out in 1980. I think that the devs like certain '80s stuff because like The Shining came out in the '80s, and you know that what's her name, Anya. She was inspired by Shelley Duvall. Oh yeah, the baby crying. And then what actor was Daisuke based off of? I think that he was like very famous in the '80s. Like I literally just pulled up a it's based on Ryosuke Kawashima, never mind, from 2001 Japanese horror film Cairo, but when does Cairo take place in? Like what time period does it take place in? No, it takes place in the early 2000s. So never mind. Now when is the Hades 2 album coming, like releasing in full? But yeah, the foreshadowing with the baby crying. I could beat Jimmy's ass. Also, it's just a shame with certain things. I think that mouthwashing is a good game overall. It's just that the fandom is weird. Like, not to be that person. Well, I'm gonna be that person because I know you would say that nothing should have fandoms in the first place. Although, I just wish that fandoms were more casual. Like, oh, you like this thing, I also like this thing, and then we pass each other on the street, and that's the end of the conversation. Um, I do not like the shape of his lips. I think his lips are a bit too big. Like, I think the shape is a bit too dramatic. And then it doesn't help that the team just went along with certain things. Cause I don't know if I made something that was like commentating on like workplace apathy and how that leads to abuse, and a bunch of people were woobifying the game's rapists. I'm like, huh? And somebody's just like, well, creators shouldn't be so active. It's not even being active. It's just like, hey, I think this weird. This is weird, and then I'll leave for the next couple of months. And I guess it then becomes a question. Well, how much should or how hands on creators should be when it comes to certain things? Because why can't people have their certain interpretations? But then I feel like certain interpretations do not matter when it comes to social commentary because like the point of the piece is to communicate on the problem or what the author considers a problem, because not all social commentary is like talking about certain things, but I don't know. Pretty much mouth washing niggas are weird and I don't like them, but the game was solid. But thinking about Silas, right? Like I said, he's a gang leader, and specifically he's the leader of this organization called Owning Kindness, which is like what was I thinking? He's the leader of this organization called Owning Kindness, which like collects protocols, and they also let me delete the top. I'm trying to tell the story and then I'm locked into the drawing part. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. Ooh, actually, let me tell this story real quick. I stopped talking about lads, but it doesn't matter at this point. Um, I saw this movie for the first time, like my sophomore year in college. I went with my friend Ria because she also never saw the movie, and she was just like, "This would be a cool experience," and I was like, "Yeah, I agreed." So we went to go see it, and I feel like I missed out on something watching it because I feel like I missed out on something because it felt very like maybe too camp and disjointed. I feel like it's one of those movies that you cannot watch sober because I was like watching it straight. Like I think okay, this is better. Oh my god. I cooked. Like I'm half telling the story, but I'm also paying attention. But yeah, I watched the movie straight and I feel like I missed out on something. It also didn't help that there was this one dude that kept like making jokes in the middle of it and I wanted to throw my shoe at him actually cuz it's like, "Bro, shut the fuck up. This is a theater. You're not funny." You're not funny. Like I hate it, and sometimes I have that habit as well. If I get on a roll, sometimes I do go a little bit too far. But I've never done that in a movie theater because, like, I don't know. I was taught well, and I go outside on a regular basis, so I know how to act in public spaces. So I don't know, but I need to rewatch that movie. I'm gonna do Xavier last because it's hard. His hair was beating my ass. Let's see. So who should I do next? Zane. Save image as. So we're talking about guys as we pull up each dude. I said that Silas is like the leader of a gang called Oni Kindness, and I did not like him at first, cause like with the other dudes, you're cool with from the get go, cause you've been known these guys and stuff. Silas, he's like the new guy, period, and I didn't like him already. Like he was already on thin ice because his whole aesthetic is like the dark romance, male love interest. He's very bad boy and stuff, and I tend to find that archetype very boring. Partially because like those characters are made for women who grow up in repressed environments. I feel because it's just like, oh, he breaks the rules and he's dangerous and all this other kind of shit, and then so many of these guys end up being like very abusive, and the only appeal that they have is like the forbidden fruit thing, and there's usually nothing romantic about them. And It just gets on my fucking nerves. I don't care. But on top of the fact that I just hate dark romance as a genre, period. Like I've said this in other streams before, but like I just strongly dislike dark romance because my issue is, ooh, Zane really does look a hot fucking mess though. Like I gotta, it's hard out here, but I don't know. Whenever I hear dark romance, I expect romance with dark content. And with too many of these dudes, they like don't try to be romantic. Like the only thing that they gotta be is physically attractive, and that automatically makes whatever situation they get put in romantic, which I think is lazy as hell. Like get the fuck out of here. But I didn't like Silas. And then canonically, right, when you first meet him, you actually don't like him either. Cause like he's one of those characters where he's all abrasive and stuff, and then as you get to know him, then you grow to like him. And I'm like canonically accurate MC because while everybody was on his dick, I'm like, nah, no, actually, because he was like rude and belligerent. Like, okay, like I said, you have this ability where you have to connect with people in order to copy their ability, and he wanted to like use you for something, and like he tried to forcefully resonate with you because like you do it by holding hands and stuff, so because the physical contact, it like helps the connection thing, right? Which is just an excuse for a romantic hand holding. But and it's like whatever, but like when he shows up, you were like kidnapped by somebody else and he saves you, but then you find out that he's a problem in of himself because he's trying to use you as a weapon, and you don't even know this dude, and he didn't say good morning and stuff, and I'm like, okay, nigga, no, actually. And it's the fact that he like takes you to an underground lab to like alter your powers and stuff to see if you can resonate, and the operator was just like, maybe she just don't like you, bro, and that's why it's not working. And he got so mad. So that was something. Okay, so I need to change, let me shave his face. I think the worst part was like his eyes. I don't like his eyes, it's too blocky. And then also his hair sucks. Like I fucked up with Zane, but like I said, Zane is your childhood best friend. Um, oh yeah, I almost forgot. Silas's evol is actually evol manipulation. So y'all are like parallels of each other. While you can copy and resonate with folks, Silas can like mess with people's ability to use their evol and stuff, and he can also boost it and whatnot. At least I think. Hold on. Now I gotta look it up, so I'm not spreading misinformation because it's been a while since I played this game. I just want to know what his ability is. Don't tell me that the damn wiki doesn't even have his stuff. They just giving dating stats. Be serious right now. Energy manipulation, so he could control and transform all forms of energy and matter. And like he can, yeah, he is OP. Holy shit. To be honest, all of these guys are strong. But like it's like sometimes it's straight up broken. Like a bunch of people were making fun of the concept of guys getting into the game because like usually if you're a guy who plays Love and Deep Space, you're usually one of two things. You're either gay, or you're like a straight dude who's trying to pander to women in order to get fans or something, right? But like I think we need some power scalers in the Love and Deep Space fandom. Like I don't like the misogyny, but to be honest, the Love and Deep Space fandom is all you can't escape misogyny. Like it doesn't even matter if the fandom is like female centered. You're gonna get it anyways. But wait, Cuddles, were you there on Twitter when there was like a whole debate or like a whole discourse between power scalers and shippers though? If you're still here. But for those who don't know, for anybody else listening, there's like a whole thing about like who was more superior, power scalers or shippers and stuff. And people are like, well, power scalers are misogynistic. And I'm like, shippers, yeah, I didn't like it. It was a girls versus boy debate in different skin. Yeah, because it's just like you're both shit. You both hate women. But here's my thing about power scalers, right? At least power scalers are funny. Number one. Number two, because power scalers are so openly misogynistic, I can avoid them easier. Because most of my experience with fandom, right, it's usually being around girls and gays. And you think that that's like a better situation. No, it isn't. Because like a fucking shipper who's usually a yaoi fan and by extension anti-black and orientalist and fetishistic and like all of the other things, they'll like try to intellectualize why their discriminatory behavior is actually a good thing. Whereas like most power scalers, they're like, yeah, I'm misogynistic and what? And I'm like, okay, have a nice day and kill yourself. I could leave. Like they're both shit, but the power scaler won't waste my time. And like I used to crap on people. You know how when Trump was like running for president, and when you would ask like, why would one pick Trump over Hillary? So why did I make their ears so fucking huge? I think the influences from Golden Kamuy are like getting to me, cause like Satoru Noda also draws the dudes with some big ass ears, but a common sentiment that I heard at home was like, oh, they're both terrible, but at least Trump doesn't lie. And like, of course, that's bullshit because yes, he lies. That dude is like a pathological liar with certain things. But now I kind of fully understand the sentiment, even though it's incorrect, because I do have a problem with people who like try to paint themselves as progressive and stuff. Because like, it seems like it's not even an integrity thing, because like some people will hate a liar versus somebody who's like openly a piece of shit because of an integrity thing. Me, it's not an integrity thing. It's more like you're wasting my time. I don't like time wasted. I would rather just know that somebody doesn't like me. Like if you say that you don't value women as people and by extension as characters, then I'm like, okay, I could leave. But no, like you co-op progressive language to justify the fact that you just don't like women. And it's just boring. And it takes forever to explain when I didn't even ask for an explanation in the first place. Just leave me alone. Another issue I have with power scalers and shippers is they are not even different communities. Like power scaling is barely a stone's throw away from crossover shipping. You could go to a power scaler subreddit and find top 10 posts of junior X8 shipping. Yeah. But I don't even think that power scalers hate shipping because it quote unquote doesn't make sense. And I also do hate it when power scalers are like, oh, we at least read the material. And I'm like, no, y'all don't. Especially depending on the character, a lot of y'all don't. Like, a lot of y'all just be saying characters will win off of hype moments and aura. Let's be so for real. One, I still think that power scalers are better, though, because they actually make good jokes. Potential Man is evergreen. It's the fact that fandoms that you didn't even think would touch a meme like that was using it because it's just so good. It's never gonna die, actually. Meanwhile, Fujoshi's joke is just impreg and cuckolding. Specifically, cuckolding the woman because, of course. Like, the difference between one and the other. Like, the closest thing that I will be to, like, liking shipping communities is, like, the Yume shipping. And I feel like that's because people, they're not wasting my time. Like, Yume shipping, for those who don't know, it's, it's pretty much self shipping but Japanese, but there's like specific terminology and mentalities behind it and stuff. But it's just self shipping, and that's pretty much it. And I like Yume shipping for the most part. Now there was a discourse like the other day about non-sharing. Non-sharing is a term for when it's like it's pretty much a way to say that you don't like it when somebody ships themselves with a character. So you'll like block somebody if they ships themselves with the same character as you. And to me, I feel like that's lame. Because somebody's just like, well, a lot of people use self shipping as like a form of self healing and stuff. And I'm like, I get that. However, comma, this character isn't yours. And somebody's just like, oh, you're going to shit on somebody for having boundaries. And it's just like, I mean, if somebody liking the same character as you and shipping themselves with the same character as you, and the character isn't even yours, it's not even your OC. Like, to me, I feel like that's like antithetical to the point of self shipping, because if self shipping is supposed to be self care, because a lot of people self ship because it's like, hey, if I can imagine that the character that I like would like me, then I can imagine that anybody can like me, right? If the point of self shipping is to do self care, do you know how miserable it is to like a character from a popular piece of media and be competing with other fans over that person? Like, to me, that sounds miserable. But then I can only shit on it so much because, like, okay, I am non-sharing, but it's not with other Yume shippers. I'm not non-sharing when it comes to other people who like Gojo. I'm non-sharing when it comes to Ghetto Suguru because I hate fucking Ghetto X Gojo with my soul. I think it's low vibrational yaoi, actually. Power scalers, I think, have a lot of overt influence with memes, whereas shippers have a more implicit influence with like character dynamics. Yeah, and to be honest, I would prefer memes over character dynamics. I don't know. With memes, we know it's a joke, but like when it comes to character dynamics, some people take shit so seriously, and it could like get really vicious at times. I should make his lashes a bit shorter. And then add. I need to fix his brows. I think everything else is fine. Everything else is fine. It's just it was his eyes, because I was just like, what the fuck are these? So what was I saying about Zane earlier? So Zane is a cardiac surgeon, and he's your primary care doctor. And because, like I said, you grew up with him, and because you got heart problems, he wanted to become a heart surgeon to help. Like he wanted to help people in general, and his like parents are like very intellectual and stuff. They're like professors and shit. So him being a doctor was like 2% of expectation anyway. And he was like an overachiever because he went to college early and shit. But he has Ice Evol. Remember when I said that these guys are OP? It's like it really depends on the guy and the situation. Cause Zane's Ice Evol, he uses it for medical applications, but he's also trained to be a combat medic because his mentor in medicine like took him to like a mountains and stuff. I said that wanderers appear in places with high stress, and this mountainous area was known because of the climate issues with the constant storms and stuff. Wanderers would just show up there all the time, and I guess they were trying to take over this area or take over this territory. I can't remember, it's been a long time. But that's where Zane got like his combat training. And so he knows how to beat the shit out of somebody, and he can like make icicles and stuff to beat somebody's ass. However, um let's say that all of the guys end up in a fight against each other. Zane is probably going to be the first to go because even though he could keep himself alive in the game, there's like variations of Zane that you can do that does like healing over time and stuff. His evil is kind of unstable, and when it gets unstable, he can end up freezing himself and becoming a liability to others. Like it'll just go out of control and malfunction, and it'll freeze him over, and it'll freeze over the people around him. So I guess if he like gets damaged enough, he could do like a like he become an ice bomb and do area of effect damage against his opponent. But like he's gonna be the first one to go, unfortunately. Meanwhile, fucking Silas does energy manipulation. So the other thing I gotta fix with this man is his hair. I don't like his hair. Also, I'm gonna give him some glasses. When y'all were kids, he wore glasses, and then when y'all grew up, he started wearing contacts. But I'm like, no, nigga, be a nerd. And you're just like, well, how is he gonna fight with glasses on? And I'm like, just put a strap on the back, please. Baby, 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 they're so blue. My balls will work for you. They will obey ya. I really need rescue. Like Princess Leia. Please, please, got to go through. Need them to smile. You know what's fucked up? If you've seen Heathers and if you've listened to the Heathers musical, the context of this song is actually terrible. Evil even. But the song is catchy, so I like it. We just gonna forget the context of it. My boss, you make my boss so blue. You make my boss so blue. Let's make their dreams come true. And make these balls not blue. We've talked about musicals before and stuff. Wait, Cuddles, did you ever say that you like musicals or not? Oh my god, he looks so much better with glasses on. Yes. I don't understand. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's just a feeling of triumph that I accomplished something. Like I'm making these men hot. Let's go. Caleb's gonna be hard because I don't like him. I already find him ugly and annoying anyway, so it's kind of hard to like. Okay, I'm of the school where I can make anybody look hot on the basis of drawing them because I don't. You know how somebody's just like how to make an attractive character, and it's like make them pale and dark haired and give them a slutty waist, and I'm just like, just draw them, because everything I touch succeeds. Actually, I don't study musicals enough to really have a say. I have understood musicals better than I framed them as theater rather than a movie. Yeah, because to be honest, And something that I notice whenever it comes to people who dislike musicals, a lot of people are like, "Well, we just want to get through the story." Like, I feel like if you didn't grow up around musicals, or I guess don't understand musical storytelling, like a lot of people forget that the song is the mode of storytelling. But a lot of people see like the acting part as the storytelling part and the music as like a transition between the storytelling, when it's just like, no, they're telling you exactly what's going on. They're just singing the information. And I guess sometimes it confuses me how people get that mixed up. I'm trying to change his hair. I'm finding a different art hairstyle, because like it's not that I dislike Zayn's hairstyle, because to be honest, I'm keeping him the same. He's the only character that I'm not really changing visually, if we're being for real. It's just his hair, because like I don't like drawing spiky hair. I still have yet to master it, and I don't want to do that today. But a lot of people don't understand that the song is the mode of information given. Whirlpool sucks you in, no way out. Damned if you do or you don't. Now we've got you in our tentacles. Too late, there's no going back, and we're not taking any prisoners. Prisoners stuck between a rock and a hard place. I love this song so much. I have a problem. I learned all three parts. I like the Arabic scales that they use. Actually, I have a good time. At some point, I want to do a cover, but I got to learn how to record. Remember when I was telling you about that one, what's the word? That one diss track that I was making with my friend Curb? Shit. Drift inside. That one diss track that I was making with Curb. It's not done yet. Pretty much the last steps, I have to record, and then he got to record, and then I got to make the album cover and stuff. And I still gotta. I looked up. I gotta design an outfit for him, and I need to readjust the outfit for me. I gotta combine like one of the gym characters with probably Sheila E, because there was a Sheila E outfit that I really liked. And then Curb sent me some references of what characters he wanted to emulate, mainly Jerica and Stormer. Not Stormer. Kimber from Gym, since we're using a Gym and a hologram sample. So once those things are done, it'll release. But yeah, I got Audacity since it's free, and I'm just like I'm only doing rap casually. I'm only doing rap casually. Like literally in the recording that I tried to do, I just gotta redo it. It's just like, yeah, I don't even rap. I just took up this hobby so I could tell y'all bitches about yourselves. Well, once I get good at recording, there may be covers, maybe. You're surrounded Giving advice to make lines based on how you perform them. Yeah, but the thing is, I've never performed this before. So you should rap and then adjust lines to make it shorter or longer. Oh yeah, I did do that. Cause let's see, I did send the lyrics to Curb, and he sent like a demo of how it could be adjusted. Cause I don't do this. And then I tried doing it, and then I readjusted a couple of things. So that helped. I've also been like practicing reciting in general by listening to the songs that I usually listen to and like what what like how do I think practicing certain manners of reciting that I like by sort of karaokeing songs. This is like one of my favorite musicals of all time, to the point where I actually made a Yume song. So another thing to talk about when it comes to Yume shipping is that necessarily it's not always self shipping. Like, it's not always romantic. It could also be platonic. And then other stuff is just making a character. It's pretty much just self inserts and OCs in the existing thing. Like, typical stuff is just actually having a terminology for it. But this is one of my favorite musicals. This is from Star Kid Productions, which is known. Actually, Cuddles, you might like The Man Who Doesn't Like Musicals. Like, I know you're not familiar with it in general, but you might like it because it's a subversion. But pretty much, there's this thing called the Hatchetfield series, which is all of these horror stuff that takes place in a small town. So there's like a extended universe of it. And this is not the official recording. I gotta get rid of it. There's a better recording of this. But what was it? Hatchetfield series. There's this small town called Hatchetfield, and it's about the weird, spooky stuff that be going on in there. And Nerdy Prudes Must Die is like Revenge of the Nerds gone wrong. Like, what if the nerds tried to get revenge on the jock, and the nigga dies, and then he ends up becoming a ghost and starts killing people, and it's just like, oh no. And my favorite character in there, I like the cast in general, but my two favorite characters in there are Grace Chastity and Max Yeagerman. Max Yeagerman is the bully, and he's just funny and unhinged. Like, he's well read, but he would say the words incorrectly, so he still ends up looking like a dumbass, unfortunately. And the way that he interacts with the audience, like when he comes back as a ghost, a bunch of people start applauding, and he's just like, shut up. And I'm like, damn. Like, he's very unhinged and angry. And then Grace Chastity, she's like the evangelical prude. And she's the evangelical prude, but like, she's a genuinely nice person. And but then she's also unhinged on her own, because whenever she interacts with Max, honestly, the best way that I could describe Max, or not Max, or Grace, is that if she knew who Mauna Leo was, she could be saved. Because some of the things that she wants and some of her aspirations, like, she does develop a attraction to Max because he's like flirty with her, because he likes her because she's like hard to get and stuff, and she's just like, oh my gosh, um, Christian repression. But like when she sings about it in one of the songs, "Dirty Girl," it's not like the dark romance thing where it's like, oh, I'm a good girl and I'm in love with the bad boy. No, she's just like, I wish I could just fuck you, and not be bothered with this shit actually, cause she's like Mana Leo. Cause you know how Mana Leo's music, I think I talked about it in that one, in the black group chat that we were in, cause the conversation was about female rap and how there's like a debate on whether it's empowering or not. And I say that it's like whatever, because it's not really impressive or groundbreaking to hear sex be talked about in music, because that's always been a subject matter. I guess it's like phases of explicitness versus censored stuff, but it's like it's always been there. You're not doing anything new. But like some people were talking about how stuff like WAP was pushing the mold, because it's just like it's a woman, instead of the innuendos, it's talking about explicitly what you wanted. But I did bring up a point about how the fuck do you do this hair? Good lord. I cry. It's always hard doing hair. Close your eyes. But I don't know, when it comes to female rap, it's usually like it still ends up centering men. And one could argue, well, these women are attracted to men, so how are they not going to censor them? But like my thing is, it's always about what I can do for a man. When it comes to these songs, like I got the wettest coochie, or I could do this when she can't, and stuff. It's always about like selling something to a man, which it's a given. Sex sells, but it's like kind of funny because the main audience that they end up having are women anyways. Hey Didi, finally awake and not busy. I'm in your stream. Hey, we're talking about female rap. Like we were talking about musicals, and then I made a tangent about female rap because I'm trying to explain a character and why if she became a Mana Leo fan, she would be fine. But like the pretty much I'm talking about the difference between certain female rappers and like their subject matter versus say Mana Leo and the way that she talks about sex. Somebody like Glorilla or Megan Thee Stallion or City Girls, they usually are talking about what they can do for someone, whereas Mana Leo is like, I let him eat and then I kick him out the house. If you don't eat, then you could die, actually. And to me, that's something different, especially when considering that oftentimes, at least because we live in a patriarchal society, sex often centers men. So even in a like quote unquote sexual empowerment song, the empowerment comes from being able to get a dude off than necessarily you getting something out of it directly. So I think that Mana Leo is like a good model of like it being empowering in the more traditional sense, like what are you getting, and not like being validated from being hot. Because yes, validation is nice, but that's not necessarily putting you in a quote unquote advantageous. You're still serving somebody, and she's just like, no, I'm gonna be served, and if you can't do it, leave. And I feel like that's the kind of vibe that Grace Chastity is on. So, Didi, we were talking about, or I was talking about this musical called Nerdy Prudes Must Die, which is from this production company called Star Kids, which is known for making dark comedy, usually dark comedy musicals, because they did the Twisted Ever After sort of thing. It was like a parody of Aladdin, and it was like, what if Jafar won, that sort of thing. But then they've also have this thing called the Hatchetfield series, which is about this small town in the spooky happenings that be happening in there. Their most famous one is The Man Who Doesn't Like Musicals, which is pretty much Invasion of the Body Snatchers but musical flavored, because the premise is, what if aliens invaded town and they made you, and how you knew that you were taken over by the alien was that you started to spontaneously sing and dance. And then this guy who doesn't like musicals, this is like his worst nightmare. And eventually he has to pretend to like musicals in order to navigate through the town and save everybody. So that's the premise of that. That's the premise of that. But I was talking about Nerdy Prudes Must Die, which is like Revenge of the Nerds if it went wrong, where the nerds try to get back at the school bully by pranking him, but he ends up dying horribly. But then he comes back as a ghost and starts killing people. So it navigates the nerds like trying to fix the situation without dying. And I was talking about my favorite characters. I like Grace Chastity, who's like this who's this who's this evangelical Christian type character, and she's like a prude because she's trying to get homecoming banned because she was just like, oh, people are gonna fornicate and all this air kind of shit. And she's like dealing with repression because Max Yagerman, who's the school bully, he likes her, and he's like flirting with her and shit. And when she's like thinking about him, it's not the typical, oh, I'm the good girl and I'm gonna fold to this bad boy. It's more like, I just want to fucking leave. Like, not fucking leave, ing, it's fuck and leave. Like, I'm gonna let you eat and then I want you out of my house, sort of thing. And I'm just like, poor Grace. If she knew who Mona Leo was, she would be saved. But but yeah, we're listening to spooky music because it's October. It's spooky. It's a spooky month, and I'm reworking my sketches of the guys from Love and Deep Space while talking about Love and Deep Space Lords for those who don't know about it. Because like all of them looked ugly except for Raphael because I started with him, and like all of my energy went towards making him pretty. And I'm like, damn, the other men need to catch up because I'll be damned. And I did have like an aside talking about like how to make an attractive character. With me, how I make an attractive character is simply drawing them because everything I touch is sexy, actually. Because I am that nigga. Cause like I remember when there was a character design trend and it was just like how to make an attractive character. And it's like make him pale and dark haired and give him a slutty waist and all this other kind of shit. And I was just like, damn. So y'all suck. Cause any character that I draw can be sexy. Because I'm just good at my stuff. Like me, I don't necessarily define whenever I'm drawing, right? I do have my personal preferences. However, when I am drawing a character, I don't define sexiness necessarily through features. It's more like how they're put together or how they're presented. I am your dentist. Those molars and my holy rollers dentist. Stress somewhere in heaven above me. I know that my mama's proud of me. Cause I'm a dentist. And a success. Say ah. This is one of my favorite songs from should make his hair just a wee. I'm pretty much just copying this reference because it's good. Don't be afraid to copy when you draw. Actually, Didi, are you still doing art stuff? Did you put a pause on your practice? I see it in your eyes. No, I shouldn't do that. I just put a pause on it. Fair. I gotta focus on other stuff. Yep. Mood. Oh my god, he looks so much better. I killed us other girls you seem to love. I want your everything. You're going to lose. I might use this skin tone. Ugh. If you saw this man reevaluate what I'm doing and where I'm at, got advice to start with learning Ta anime because I'm making it hard on myself. Ta anime, what is that? TAW. Ooh. I need a neutral lighting. Please, Jesus. It's the queen of the ashes. Same. I was. Oh! I'm not making him that dark. If I was making an edit, which I would probably have to be paid to do, I'm gonna be so for real. Um, but what is TAW? Got advice to start learning TAW anime. Edit the. What was I thinking about again? Yeah, you have to pay me to do an edit. Also, I remember it's October. That means it's Blacktober. I am a bit sad because I know one of the coordinators who created Blacktober. Her name is Alyssa, and she's in charge of the community called Black Card Members. And for those who don't know, Blacktober is an October event that's made to showcase art depicting black people and showcasing black artists in general, right? And it was made, from what I remember, it was made in response to an issue with the Inktober creator, because there was a black artist who made like a who made a book on doing traditional art with ink, and there was like a whole thing about the Inktober person taking his material to make the Inktober book. And of course there was like dispute over that because like the techniques that were being shared, it's like stuff that's usually, there are like other ink books that have it. But even without all of that, like fuck the creator of Inktober because he has like this clause where anybody who posts under Inktober he like owns, which I think is some bullshit. I think Black Card members rebranded to Cozy Palette Club. Yeah, they did. Um, because their mission sort of changed and like with all of the harassment and stuff that the staff was dealing with, I think it was like trying to make it more low stakes and stuff. But like with the Black Tober thing, it the official page, I don't know if it's still up, but I know it's like no longer an event with like an official page anymore because the creators were dealing with so much harassment because I think the reason why, right, was because Blacktober is mostly surrounded by black edits, and black edits are usually controversial because how dare niggas want to be seen in our anime when we racists have openly admitted to watching stuff like anime and fantasy in order to escape from black people. So it's like by making their favorite characters black, it's considered a bastardization. And the staff, they were doing this voluntarily, right? They don't get paid to do this. And so the emotional stress of harassment on top of like it being voluntary, somebody can only do so much. So it's no longer like an official event with facilitation and stuff. And unfortunately, when that was announced, a lot of people were like, oh, then I don't want to do it anymore. Which, this is going to be controversial because I tend to be controversial when the concept of like black edits and black representation comes in. But it's just like, okay, here's my thing. It should not have taken a fucking trend for black people to want to draw themselves. But at the same time it does because art is so Eurocentric. And I know a lot of black artists who never even considered that they could draw themselves because they're like, well, so much art doesn't have black people. And sometimes you just have to break certain stuff down. Like a lot of people can talk about, say, low racial self-esteem and stuff, but it's just like you can't be complaining about systemic racism and then making fun of people for having low racial self-esteem, especially when it's self-inflicted. It's one thing if they're doing it to other people, like mistreating people, but when it comes to them as an individual and it's usually them putting limitations on themselves, I think that we should be a bit considerate because we live in a society that encourages us to hate ourselves. Some people you do have to remind them, hey, in kindergarten you drew yourself because when you go to kindergarten, usually first week of school is just like introduce yourself, and usually they have you draw a self-portrait. You can draw yourself, and just because you don't see yourself in the media that you like, okay, make the media that you want to see. You're an artist. That's like the power of being an artist, to create things even if they don't exist yet, right? It should not take an art trend for black people to conceive the idea of seeing themselves, but unfortunately that's what happened, and that's where we are. That's where we are, and that's pretty much it. We just gotta deal with it. But it is unfortunate that like people got sort of, what's the word, demotivated from drawing because that's terrible that things didn't work out the way. I am seeing some people who are still doing it because like at the end of the day, like October is the biggest month of the year for artists, period. You don't necessarily need a prompt. And as a black person, you should want to draw people that look like you, or you shouldn't have to be prompted anyways. Because like when we are in kindergarten, the first thing that we learn to draw, even if it's a stick figure, is ourselves. So like go back to basics, you know. So just draw what you can and have fun, because October is always stressful for artists because of all of the different art events. Like, we're not participating in Inktober because fuck Inktober, but like there's so much stuff. There's Kinktober, and one of my ooms is participating in that, and they're gonna be drawing on Ogata and Tanigaki. I know some folks who are participating in Monstober. There's Witchtober, and so there's so much stuff you can do. I'm just gonna be drawing in general because if I follow a prompt, prompts stress me out, especially when I know I don't have time and I don't get paid to do this. So I'm gonna just draw what I can and call it a day. And whether I draw a black person or not, I'm still a black artist. And we're starting with these Chinese men from this Atome game because I was already working on them anyway, and I wanted to fix it because I didn't like how it turned out. I usually don't participate in any art events. I'm still greenhorn, so I am a long ways away from applying most of my knowledge needed to do the events properly. Well, here's the thing about the events though. So these prompts are mainly ways to encourage people to experiment, especially when it comes to events of specific subject matter. Like things like, say, um, Inktober and Blacktober, they're based on vibes because they give you a word and you can interpret them. But other challenges like Hue Vember, which is where you draw a picture in a different color of the day, I would suggest participating in those because it gets you to experiment with certain concepts. Or like Sword Timber, which is like draw a sword based off of this theme. So it's dealing with prop design. It's dealing with prop design. Like pretty much these events exist to get you into, it's pretty much about getting you into different subject matter. What's the color of his glasses actually? I think the issue is, hold on. There's an ad warning. It's coming in like a minute and a half. I think the issue is usually the works that get the most attention are the ones that are professional or usually high. Beginner art is almost always ignored. Yeah. And that becomes a pain when you're trying to get feedback. Because to me, whenever I do participate in these challenges, it's part of it is clout based. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not trying to get clout. That is literally 10% why I'm drawing. No, I'm not gonna lie. That's 30% why I'm drawing the lads men actually. Because I want commissions and I want to show that I could draw these niggas. And you want to know something that pisses me off? So I got fucking kicked out of the Black Lads community on Twitter. And I feel like I know why. I actually hate people. I got into some Twitter beef and I lost a lot of oomps over it. And you know what? Fine. And then oomps of those oomps ended up blocking me over it. And the thing about Twitter communities is that if one of the moderators blocks you, then you can't use the server. Which I feel like is fucking stupid because it's not like they can't see my content because Elon chose. So they can still moderate my stuff. They just wouldn't be able to talk to me. So I got removed from the Black Lads community. So I can't advertise any of my stuff in there. So I have to go to like the individual lads communities that are like dedicated to each dude. And I'm like, do I want to join Caleb's? Because Caleb, I don't like him. The other guys I'm okay with. Like if I could rank the guys, Xavier and Zane are my favorites. And then Raphael and Silas, they're also tied for second. Like they're besties. And then I hate Caleb. I don't like him. Actually. Let's talk about Caleb for a moment. So like I said, Caleb was in the same facility as you. Actually, the ad is on. Let's see. Caleb Love in Deep Space. Save image as. Thank you. He got freckles. Yeah, he do got freckles. I can't see them. At least she's using birth control. Because I'll be damned if I get pregnant by a loser like JD. Like, fuck JD. Remember when I was talking about the bad boy archetype and how it's fucking lame and stuff? Exhibit A, Heathers. What I like about Heathers was that it was shitting on that archetype. It was just like, these dudes are emotionally unstable, please. But speaking of emotionally unstable motherfuckers, let's talk about Caleb Lubba in Deep Space real quick. So his thing is that he's like childhood sweetheart, but then they want to give it a weird flavor because, of course, why does dude low key look like Jimmy Olsen with a palette swap? I don't like him, but wait, also slightly off topic, talking about the bad boy archetype and they're fucking lame. So Dead Girl Walking is a subversion of what happened in the movie because in the actual movie, JD actually snuck into Veronica's house, but they ended up switching it because they realized how creepy that was and wanted to give Veronica more agency. But I'm just like, this dude is supposed to be a piece of shit. Let him be a piece of shit. But whatever. Ooh, I fucked him up. Because I don't like him. Like, he looks a hot ass, man. We're going to fix this. We're going to try. But what was I thinking? He's supposed to be an older brother archetype. Because y'all came from the same facility. And the lady Granny, who was like one of the scientists, ended up like breaking y'all out and raising y'all in the same house. So like Caleb is like your older brother but not, and I don't like that trope. Like, he's not actually my brother, because like this is for people who like incest but want to be slick mouth about it. And I also don't like it because like I don't like how people only define family through relation, because you know what the fuck is the point of adoption and step families and stuff. And like these be the main people who like the found family trope, but then when it comes to like wanting to screw their step bro, they're like, well, we're just family through paperwork. And it's like, shut your bitch ass up. You're nasty. You just want to do gross stuff but with an excuse. And like, I don't like Caleb. Like, even with that trope aside, right, I don't like Caleb because like there's this whole thing where when you were investigating that secret organization that was like experimenting on you and him, because you don't even remember what happened. You were like so traumatized that you just straight up forgot. So the only people who know are Granny and Caleb, and that's because Caleb is older. Because like he went to college while you were in high school. I can't remember how many years older he is than you, which is why he's like the big brother type archetype. But like at the beginning of the story, there's like a bomb planted in the house and he and Granny dies, but kind of find out he and Granny didn't like Granny died but not him, because like the organization was trying to kill her because she knew too much and they were trying to kill all of y'all, but you survived. And Caleb, he like gets taken to this facility and it's like a Bucky Barnes type situation, but he keeps his memories, but like he ends up becoming like a tool of the organization and stuff, and he's like working as a deep space pilot in like this air city and stuff, because like Caleb, he is a pilot and he has gravity evolve, so he could affect the gravity of whatever he like directs his energy towards. and it's fucking broken. Because, like, it could be as simple as, oh, you can't move because I made you heavier. But, you know, if you're in areas of higher gravity and you're not, like, wearing a gravity suit that's, like, highly pressurized, and it can literally break your bones and stuff, which is scary. Holy crap. And it's cool, but he's lame. Because, like, he's like Bucky Barnes, but Chinese. So I can't bring myself to care, number one. And number two, he's like a yandere sort of flavor. Because, like, even though he was the one who was dead and in hiding, as soon as he gets reunited with you, he's like very overprotective and stuff. And you learn about these traits whenever you have text messages between the guys, because that's like how a lot of dating gotchas go, how you can talk to the guys regularly. And as you like level up your relationship, and it's just like, Jayla, if you don't like him, then why are you leveling up the relationship? And I'm like, this is a combat game. And you have a superpower that's based off of connecting to people in order to boost yourself. I don't like this nigga. I'm just leveling him up so I can beat down a monster when I need to. Now, okay, there was one time that I found Caleb hot. So, like I said, there are these things called myths, which is like dealing with the guys in a past life, right? And they just pretty much ate near automata's nachos to make the myth. Cause, like, okay, Caleb, like I said, he has gravity evolves, so a lot of his imagery, and he's a pilot, a lot of his imagery deals with like aerospace and the sky. But then there's also like apples because of the gravity thing, you know, with Sir Isaac Newton. And maybe I should hold on. Sir Isaac Newton, and then with that apple is like Adam and Eve. All of the guys are forbidden fruit in one way or another, because all these niggas got problems. Zane is the most normal one though. But so what's your like Adam and Eve thing with the sci-fi flavor? And you know how Near Automata makes biblical references. Like one of your bosses are literally Adam and Eve, right? Oh my god, now he looks more Chinese, because that was my biggest problem with his eyes. I'm like, something is wrong. But I was having a hard time. But what was I thinking? It's pretty much near where y'all are like the first humans on the planet, but you were like from some kind of cyber race and whatnot. I don't know the full thing because I didn't get the whole memory. Because like whenever they do these events where you get the myths, you have to get 2 memory cards in order to unlock the whole thing, because you know microtransactions. And I didn't roll enough to get it, and I was mad as hell because I actually like the abilities of that myth. Because when you unlock a myth, you end up like, it's the same general gameplay of doing specific moves to kill monsters, but like the animations are cooler and the outfits are cool, and so it had aura, and I didn't get it because I wasn't gonna spend money on this man because I don't like him like that, and also I have financial obligations, so I didn't even get him, and I was mad as hell actually. So yeah, fuck Caleb. But also, like, when you reunite with him and kind of find out he has a robot arm, but he has like a synthetic cover on it so it can still look human, but like he can like deactivate it so you can see the robot arm. How do you do eyelid? I'm trying to think. But like he becomes very possessive and stuff because like he was already protective of you. Because like I said, older brother figure, and you know the trauma of being in the lab. Like you were afraid. I think you were afraid of thunder or you were afraid of a lot of shit because you were little dealing with this stuff. And yeah, he was also a kid, but like Granny sort of like he took it upon himself to be a protective figure. So like self adultification and Granny wasn't helping because even though she was trying to be a better person, she wasn't like the best parental figure either. So like it's like the lyrics to Alejandro where it's like, and her boyfriend's like a dad, and it's just like, nigga, you not my dad, and then you've been gone this whole time. I'm literally going into the hood to try to find the people who I thought killed you. You didn't even send a phone call. And then as soon as you get back in your life, you're all up on my dick and all up in my business. Like there's like a text message where he's just like, huh, your biometrics in your house, because you know sci-fi, so everything is like connected to the internet and shit. He was just like, according to your recent scale readings, you lost like 20 pounds in the past 2 weeks. Are you eating properly? And I'm just like, why the hell did you connect to my scale in my house? So he's like on that yandere shit. And anybody who knows me, I'm a thugdere. That's not cute, actually. Like, I will kill him. Like, Caleb just has a lot of tropes that I do not like. It's uncomfy. And also, I don't think he cute. Like, I think he's ugly, actually. I don't like his voice. And this isn't a shit on his voice actor. It's just, no. I don't like it. Uh, so there's so many things going against him right now. But I do think that his powers are really cool. Like maybe if he wasn't so overbearing and stuff, and maybe if we weren't practically siblings, because I don't believe in that. Well, we're not actually related shit. Like we lived in the same house. It's the fact that Zane also grew up with us. I need to change his face a bit. I think part of the issue is like his lips, because like his face feels too long. And then I need to change his brows just a wee bit. What was I thinking? I need a. Sorry, I'm locked in, guys. It's these brows. Although I could probably keep the brows the same for the most part. Oh, these brows look busted, and it's already hard because I don't like him. If I don't like a character, it's hard to draw them. Actually, no, it's like semi. The characters that I tend to find easy are usually the ones that like aren't my favorite. Like I like them enough, but they're not up there. Because I think about how one time I drew Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen, and I love him, but it only took me like 3 tries to draw him. Versus Gojo, it took me like 6 because he was my favorite. So I was like more picky. I was having a hard time, guys. So that's my hack for being good at drawing something. You like something, but like not a lot. It's not all that great. I know about Human Centipede. It is not that great. Like really, the only thing that it has going for it is like is the shot. Honestly, I think I like his hair as is. So like I said, he's in the military. So it's like, nigga, why do you have bangs? Like, please. Morse code. Why are you blinking so much? I have something in my eye. Here, let me get it out. No, thank you. I don't want to die. No. I made his hair more purple, even though it's technically more of a brown, but like it's purple. But maybe try to make it a little bit more naturalistic, I guess. So he's just like, why is Raphael the face of the game? And I'm like, maybe because he actually has distinctive features. Like look at Raphael and look at the rest of these dudes. And this is just the redesigns, right? I don't like Zane's face, and it's his skin tone. Like I need to readjust. I need to readjust because it looks pasty. I do like Caleb's eyes. I think I picked the same hair. See, that's where I fucked myself up, right? I picked the same eye color as Caleb, so like the sibling isms was not helping. I do not like that, man. Cause like his eyes, they're sort of designed to emulate a supernova. It's definitely purple though. Hold on. Because I like the supernova look, and you know he has the supernova look because you know aerospace and gravity and shit. Ooh. Okay, this looks better. Sorta. Sorta. We're bullshitting. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna fix his lips though, cause they look smashed. Like sometimes I think about that one. I need to fix the line work first, actually. I think about that one description of Ramsay Bolton in the books for for Game of Thrones. I remember when somebody described his lips as like it looks like two worms fucking, and I'm like, damn, did him dirty. But to be honest, he is an ugly boy. He really is an ugly boy. Like, good lord. But you know, I'm glad that they casted him. I can't remember the name of the actor who played as him in in the show, but I'm glad that they casted somebody who like who looks somewhat cute, because to me, I think that people who look like, I think when you want to make a villain look scary, don't make them ugly. Don't make them pretty either, because like when you intentionally cast somebody who's like hot, then I'm like, oh hell, I know what you're doing, and I don't trust you. I don't trust you, because like sometimes it works, because I do think that like the actor who plays as Jamie Lannister, what's his name, Christopher Coster Waldo, he's attractive and it works. But like he's also attractive in a funny way because he looks visually a lot like Prince Charming from Shrek. So it's like funny. But to me, because every time I think, all I can think about is Jamie saying some shit like kitten whiskers. But then I stop laughing because he's gonna say it to his sister, and I'm like, damn. But like when it comes to Ramsey, right? Because he's cute, it's like disarming, and it makes the shit that he does even like more terrifying. Because it's just like his bottom lip is too big. These are one of the obstacles of always drawing black people. Because somehow you end up making somebody look like they go here, and it's just like, no, he is not invited to the cook. I'd be damned if I invite Caleb to the cookout. I do not like him. I've said this before, but I do not like that boy. That boy ain't right. But I don't know. Ramsey Bolton is more terrifying when he looks like a regular person instead of somebody who's just like obviously gross and menacing. I still look like he's frowning. I shouldn't make any. God damn it. I need to go back to the original shape of the lips. Like, it needs to go back to being a straight line. But still with the round bottom. There needs to be more music for Mako. It's sad that she's the only she was like the first female Vocaloid. Sweet snow, sweet snow. I need to perk up the sides of the mouth more. Perk up the sides of the mouth more. Make it mostly straight. And then perk it up like this. That's better. Because he does have a friendly face. Isn't Dorohedoro supposed to get a season 2? When the hell is the announcement? Like, I know they announced it, but it's just like, when, guys? Now his lips feel too thin. It's like his lips are too far down. I don't like it. Like, look at how closer. This is damn. Maybe I need to make his head shorter. Like, his lips and his nose is too far apart. Maybe I need to make the nose longer. That'll help. Ugh! I don't like him. I think the upper lip is too thin? So the bottom lip. Somebody help. I want to cry. And then I think his nose probably should be shaped a bit different. I don't know. I just draw him in so damn hard. I don't like it. I want to cry. No. Maybe I should make the mouth a bit wider. Okay. Yeah, when I made the mouth wider, it works. It works. Okay, we're cooking, guys. And I actually like the relaxed face. Like, Caleb is a little shit, and I'll beat his ass. Um, cause he be calling you pipsqueak and stuff, and it's like, shut your bitch ass up, Caleb. To be honest, that's how I feel about most of the guys. It's just like, yeah. Like, the guys that I am most likely to tell to shut the hell up in order are Caleb, Silas, Raphael. Did the skin tone even change? Huh, I managed to get the same skin tone for... Oh no. It's just the surrounding... Maybe I should give him the same color lips. Because to be honest, okay, Zane and Caleb are supposed to not necessarily be parallels, but you did grow up with them. Also could be a line art thing. Let me try something. I don't want to use green as his line work though. Because that's part of the problem. Or maybe I should have. Ooh, no. No, ma'am. But you see how the line work, it like changes the vibe of the skin tone. That's why I didn't like it. I'm like, And he used blue because blue is like Zane's color. But maybe that particular shade? This is better. This is better. Okay, we cooked. This is so much better. Oh my god. Okay, Xavier. Xavier. Help him. He looks a hot ass mess. I'm gonna get rid of his neck. Night with the moon and the dead of night. You know, when I found out that Danny Elfman and Oingo Boingo were the same people, I felt like such a dumbass. Because I was just like, where I put the hair? Actually, we're going to start with his face. Because I don't like that either. It's hard making B shonen guys. Don't be like me, struggling. And then it's the fact that I didn't even separate the layers. Wait, did I? See, I didn't even separate the colors. Like, this is how you know that I was bullshitting when I made this, man. Actually, no. Let me actually restore these layers and then just put them in a... Is this the demo? This is the demo, actually. Or at least it sounds like the demo. We gonna skip this, though. You can do it, feed me, sing. As if you feed me, sing. I can grow. Okay, we're gonna download some pictures of Xavier. Okay, I need a front view, please. Please, Jesus. Sir, please, I need a picture. Okay, so like I said, Xavier is from another planet, technically, and so he has a lot of alien and star themes and stuff, and he's a prince of this planet. This is the planet that like sacrifices people to maintain it. Ugh. And he's like a boy next door. Like he's not just your coworker. He's your neighbor on another floor because he owns the building. This dude is secretly rich, but he likes to stay active, which is why he has a job. Which, you know what? I'll take it. Um, and one time I got into an argument with Blue because she was just like, "You calling people basic for liking Zane and Silas?" And I'm like, "Yeah, because y'all keep treating them as like daddy doms and wanting to and you want to get speared by them. I know what you are." You're just like, "Well, what about Xavier? He's just a boring gamer boyfriend." And I'm like, "He's my boyfriend who shuts the fuck up. I can't trust him to cook though. He can't cook. Do not let him in the kitchen, please. Do not let him in the kitchen." But I swear, you do not want to die. But he just takes naps and he shuts the hell up, and that's all I need actually. I also want to take a nap, and I also like a man who shuts the hell up sometimes. But I'm terrible. But I mean, want to testify? He was just like, "That's not nice to say," and I'm like, "Seymour, get the fuck out of here." If it wasn't for the fact that Audrey too would destroy the world if we let her eat, I have some targets. Excuse me. One person was asking, why didn't people destroy the plant if they saw that a talking plant was trying to eat people? My best bet of how like Audrey 2 managed to get like the copies of Audrey 2 got fed a bunch of times to get strong enough and big enough to like take over the world and shit um was probably because the mob saw opportunity. They were probably like, "Oh, we can use this plant to dispose of the bodies." Oh, his face. Oh my god. What did I do to him? I'm like, please. Please. I keep looking at him and I feel sad. I'm so sorry, guys. What's I talking about again? That's pretty much it with Xavier. He do got problems. He be lying. And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna beat the answers out of you at this point because I'm tired of you giving me indirect answers and half truths and shit. Like, grow up. Like, I guess he's just like, "Oh, I want you to dislike me," and it's just like, bro, I'm already surrounded by dysfunctional niggas. Although, to be honest, Zane is the best one. Like, the only problem with Zane is that he got a little bit of schizophrenia. Because there's like this thing about there's like a alternate universe version of him, and no, it's not a myth like the past life. Like, it exists. It's a parallel universe, and it's like, what if wanderers were like people who turned into them and stuff? And he's like doing. He's like a private eye who's going around killing wanderers before they turn. So that does involve him killing people. And there's like a whole dilemma with that. But like, he can tell the signs of them turning. And even though he doesn't have an official medical background, because the world is like overrun with wanderers, so like he wasn't able to go to medical school and stuff, and he's just using medical books from the library that he be buying sometimes to do all this like this blade type shit, but with ice powers. He's having a hard time, poor baby. But but he's like more stern. Even though Canon Zane is very stern, right? But like, he can tell a joke and he's very soft around children. because he also works with kids and stuff. He's not a pediatric doctor, but he has operated on kids before. And he would make jokes and stuff. And with his snow powers, he would make snow animals like little seals and bunnies and stuff. And because it's made out of his evol, it never melts, so they can like take it with them as a souvenir. And it's so cute. Dawnbreaker, which is the name of like alternate like dark universe Zane, he's not as lighthearted because the world is shit. There's nothing to laugh about, unfortunately. This is what I mean about Oingo Boingo and Danny Elfman. Like, I did not know that he was a part of Oingo Boingo because I never listened to Oingo Boingo. Like, despite JoJo's Bizarre Adventure getting me into more like older music, right? Because I was into a lot of '80s music due to my mom talking about like Cyndi Lauper and Sheila E. and getting into Jim and the Holograms and shit. I wasn't like listening to it as extensively until I got into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I still didn't get into Oingo Boingo until like way later. But yeah, Zane, he's got a little bit of schizophrenia, but the other dudes, actually no, I'll say that Raphael, he's just a brat. Honestly, that's like his only issue. Yeah, these face proportions are a mess. What the hell was I thinking? I do know a little bit off the bat that the eyes may be a little bit too big. Maybe. Like, maybe too tall. But he got some big ass eyes. Like, it's that one meme. And stop staring at me with them big ol' eyes. That's literally Xavier. Also, something that I think is a little bit stupid. Let's talk about how the guys got last names, and I think both the Chinese and the Japanese version, but they don't got last names in the English version. They straight up be calling Zane by his first name, and I'm like, is this allowed? Like, we could call him that because we're besties, but a stranger? And then somebody's just like, well, what are they gonna call them? And I'm like, either give them a surname in English that matches the same meaning, or just they're Chinese. We know they're Chinese. Just keep let them keep their Chinese surname. I'm not as into this song anymore. I'm probably gonna. Do I have another? Let's do this one. Let's do this playlist. We're gonna listen to Queen Herbie or autumn or fall. Okay, we got sexy fall vibes. We're gonna listen to industrial and Actually, no. Let's. Mm, we'll just. Hold on. Okay, this got more music. Actually, no. It's fine. We'll just listen to this for a moment until I refine my fall playlist. Got some thick ass eyelashes. Mmm. We're gonna pray. But no, he'll be the last drawing that I finish for tonight. Um. Now it's like, Jayla, why are you playing industrial music for October? I associate industrial music with, I think it's partially because of like movies like Queen of the Damned, and it's because of movies like Queen of the Damned and Blade and stuff, like usually in a vampire movie that took place in the modern time. And whenever there was a club scene specifically, right, you would end up hearing industrial music play. Like clockwork. And I think it was because these came out in the 90s. I'm fairly certain that's when industrial music got started too. So, to show underground culture, that just became the go to. And then because of like the themes of like sexiness and BDSM, a lot of industrial music tends to have themes of like sex and melancholy. It's like goth, but with different instrumentals. The reason why it's called industrial, anyways, is because of the more metallic, and they would also sample from warehouse sounds. And a lot of these vampire clubs would take place in warehouses or like industrial job sites. Like think about how in Blade the vampires were hanging out in a butcher shop, and it was a meat packaging plant. Because these are supposed to be abandoned work areas. You know, so I think it works thematically. His lips are so fucking thin. It actually pisses me off. Like I look at them and I sigh because I'm like, huh, I really like this man, but there are no lips to kiss. I cry. Let's see if I want to add. I think I should make the eyes a little bit more sharp, sorta, from the underground. It's better. And then maybe the eyelashes, because I gave Raphael eyelashes. So and Xavier got more eyelashes than Raphael, so it's like, I guess it's just a matter of how. That's just hard. Okay, this looks better. Now his eyebrows. I made them too thick. Excuse me. Yeah, they're too thick. Like bulbous in the middle, but like it it tapers out. Oh yeah, apparently Nine Inch Nails made a album about what was I thinking? Nine Inch Nails ended up making a album for the Neutron. Has anybody seen the Neutron by any chance? I was never really into Tron like that to give a damn. But because I like some of Nine Inch Nails music, I listen to the soundtrack and it's pretty solid. I need to adjust the shit. I need to adjust the lip shape. Okay, here comes the hard part. His fucking hair. So, the kind of hair that I wanted to give him was a mullet, like a wolf cut. Cause there was like a thing where the guys were all given a wolf cut anyway. To sorry, I'm trying to think. There was like this thing where the guys were like, how did this? There was like a BDSM event, and these guys were like experiments in a compound, but they were wearing leather and shit, and they all had wolf cuts. And I thought that it suited Xavier the best because like he's a eepy boy, and I don't know. I associate the wolf cut with like being sort of wild and tired and drunk. So we're giving him that. It's just drawing that hairstyle is difficult for me. I don't draw that. Like when it comes to my ability to draw hair, it's like inverse of things. It's easy for me to draw curly hair, but it's hard for me to like shade it. I did. It's like the inverse. But we're gonna try something. I downloaded some better references, so we're going to pray. What the hell did bitch she send me? I'm gonna cry. I'll be back. Well, no, I'm still gonna be here. It's just I got sent a surprise, but we're gonna try to get through this hair. But you see what I'm trying to do, and this ain't it. What I got right now. It's like, we're gonna pray. Let's see. I do like the back. I think I did well with that. So we're likely keeping that actually. But maybe adjusting it to being like this. I still think that Caleb looks a little bit ugly, but like he looks better than what he did before. I'm proud of myself actually. Boom 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 boom. Shout out Peter Still. That dude was a trip, actually. Cause what do you mean you respect Kurt Cobain for killing himself because he was brave enough to do it? Like, bruh. Peter Still was on some bullshit. Like, actually, like he had some, like a lot of rock stars, he had problems. From what I know, they were only drug related. So at least he wasn't a menace. Maybe I'm not like hella into typo negative to be looking up other stuff that he was into, and he did go on a time where he was like doing rehab and stuff, but I think he ended up relapsing and dying, which is very unfortunate. But I really like his voice. Um, how did I get into typo negative? It was through 10-second songs. He's like this YouTuber who would do covers of songs in like different styles, right? Hey, Kayla. Unfortunately, you are not first, but we still love you. I'm talking about Typo Negative, which is the band that's playing right now, and right now I am drawing men from Love in Deep Space because I drew them. I was trying to do redesigns, but in my arrogance, they ended up looking a bit booty. So I'm retackling them because at first the only guy that looked decent was Raphael, but I ended up redrawing the others. Actually, do I have a picture? Also, thank you for the head pat. Damn it, I gotta fix the head pat redeem. I keep forgetting to do that. I'm gonna do that after stream while it's fresh in my mind. But thank you for the head pat. I'm gonna show the picture of the guys, right? Of what they used to look like. And I'm gonna show what they look like now. Cause oh my god, they looked a hot ass mess. Like this is what they look like before, right? And this is them now so far. And most of it was like minor adjustments, but like I didn't like certain things. Like I didn't like proportions or like the way that the eyes were done or certain colors. Right now we're fixing Xavier's hair, and because we already fixed his face, we're fixing his hair because we already fixed his face. And to be honest, I did not like the hair. I was just like, this is what happens when I try something new. Please, Jesus. I just want to draw hot men. Please. But once we do that, we're done. We're done. We're having a good day. Um. But what was I thinking about with this song? Um, ooh, no. I was thinking about the song. So the song that's playing, um, this was the first song that I listened to from Typo Negative. It was by 10 Second Songs, which is this YouTuber who makes covers of songs in the style of like other bands. So imagine Unholy in the style of Ghost, stuff like that. Um, we make a bang guide. That'll help, maybe. So, what this dude was like, this is Halloween in the style of like 30 songs, or in the style of like 30 bands. Or actually, it wasn't just This Is Halloween, it was like the Nightmare Before Christmas. So, he was singing a medley of Nightmare Before Christmas songs in the style of different groups. So, well, no, he was doing different Halloween songs in the style of Nightmare Before Christmas, actually. That sounds more apt, cuz like he started with This Is Halloween, and then he did Monster Bash in the style of This Is Halloween. And like, you know that song that Sally and Jack Skellington sing when they're like confessing their love for each other and da 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 da. That's like done. That's they were singing. He was singing it in the style of that song, but it was a Typo Negative song, and it was this one. So yeah. Um, I'm trying to make a guide for these bangs because holy fuck. The things that I do to draw my husbands, my fictional husbands. And now I just got reminded of the Adams Family. I'm actually gonna play the Dead Dance. Um, and then let me add Zombie Boy. I love Lady Gaga's newest album, Mayhem. Actually, like I needed it. I'm gonna skip this though because it's gonna take forever. This song is long as hell. I'm so sorry. Like we love you, Peter. Still, however, man. Let's see. I don't watch Wednesday because I like the Adams Family. However, sometimes it be bothering me when people forget that the main thing about the Adams Family is that they are accepting and they love each other. And even when they're at odds, you know, they're still accepting and they still love each other. And I just don't want to be bothered. Maybe I'll come back later. I'll come back to it and watch the whole thing. But I did see the behind the scenes of like between the two characters. I think the redhead is called Grendel, and I know that the blonde is Edith. And they didn't know that they were dancing to a Lady Gaga song because it was supposed to be like a surprise. So they just knew the tempo because apparently both of them have a dance background. So that was cool. And then they recently got to perform at her Mayhem tour, so that's nice. Ooh, I also made his jaw too square. Hold on. We're fixing his face again. 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 Waking up with zombies, so put your hands all over me. Zombie boy. I love this song so much. Imagine if Monster High went back to Foundation, because Monster High was like it was made by a gay man, and it's heavily inspired by like Gaga's, her philosophy of acceptance and stuff, and equating being an outcast to being a monster and stuff. This is a prom song. This is a monster prom song. And you can also see some of the influences from Bruno Mars because like she does have Bruno Mars at the end of the album, and you can tell they're besties because the funk elements. I'm your zombie life, and you can't see straight. Excuse me. From we'll go back to the colors later. We about to be online, making up with zombies. So put your paws all over me, you zombie boy. This kitten over here. This kitten over here. Over there. But you're thirsty over there. Cause you're an animal, an animal. Let me drink some water. We about to be on right now. Put your paws all over you, zombie boy. Don't want you to stay. See, this is on the left side. Shit. I do think that the hair might be a little bit too high. Not to be. Maybe. Oh, this might be a bad idea. Want to know what his fuck ass hair looks like? Adrian Agrest. I don't like that. I was just shitting on Miraculous Ladybug earlier today. I do not like the top part of this hair. Like, I like the back. I need to find some fan art, please. But then most of the fan art is like his default hair. What is it? Hermit. That was his. I told y'all that the guys were like experiments and shit. So now I just gotta. So I just need to find Hermit Xavier and manage to make it work. I gotta. Excuse me. Don't worry, I am alive. I just need fan art, please. And it's just like, why don't you use his model and break it down? No. That's just hard. It's difficult. I want somebody to have broken it down for me. Do I gotta look at a damn TikTok edit and get a screenshot? I might have to get his damn. I'm gonna beat his ass. We're gonna pray. I'm like, please. Save image as. This might be it. This might be it. Okay. I was doing too much. I was making the hair too wispy. I was making the hair too wispy, guys. That's what happens when you go all out and try to be bougie with it. Means we need to adjust the back a little bit though. I'm surprised some spooky music hasn't come out yet. I'm gonna add a couple of songs to the queue because I don't know how long this is gonna take me. Mm, what music have I been listening to that's new? It's my like music playlist. Excuse me. We're gonna skip this song. We're gonna get a little bit cunty with it. Um, like you can get enough. You can bring it back. Bring it back. Like, sorry that I'm getting off theme for the season. However, I need to lock in. There it is. Actually, I feel like. Hold on. And then you bring it back. This is better. See. Excuse me. Right. still in a difficult spot. Okay, I just need a good picture, please. So dark. Is there a gallery? Is the fandom competent enough to have all of the skins and the damn story icon? God damn it. Light Seeker, Evil Police, Savior, Distant Needs. Come on! Okay, Twitter it is. I'm trying to find. Fly away. Never find it. Ignore the cat ears. There will be cat ears. Ignore them, please. Okay. If I could break it down into sections. Let's see. Ooh, thinking about Halloween and Dochi. Did you know that the first song that I listened to her, that I listened to from her, was Spooky Coochie? Yeah, they keep putting this boy in cat ears. It's probably because like one of his first spicy memories or semi-spicy memories was like him wearing bunny ears, and we were like, yeah, he's into role play. Plus, he's a nerd. Ooh, thinking about lads and how freaky the fandom is. Let's talk about. There was this one girl that my oomph was beefing with on Twitter, and I can't even remember why. I would have to ask BB why they were beefing with each other, but that person was weird. They were on some weird shit. Now I remember they were like a pro shipper, which like describes. I'm not gonna go into the history of it, but the modern day definition of pro shipper is that like you're into shipping anything, no matter what it is. Like no matter what it is. Like those are the kind of people who be shipping Lolita with Humbert, right? They're like lolicons with along with other things. But this one lad's creator, quote unquote creator on TikTok would like talk about scenarios with the guys. Like imagine so and so doing this and da 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 da, or guys meeting you with the same scenario, but like they're different. Um, the different ways that they will react to being in this situation because they're different people. And there was like the guys meeting you at a strip club, and because me and Bibi would listen to it, and at first like some of their scenarios were cool, but some of them just got really strange, and some of them was like corny as hell. Because like first of all, let's talk about the strip club scenario. I can only see one of them going to a strip club, and that's, well, actually two of them, and that's for a very specific situation. Because it was just a dude quote unquote saves you from working in the club and becomes your sugar daddy or some shit, or like they become obsessed with you or some bullshit like that, and I didn't care for it. Because I don't do that yandere shit. I am a thug, right? But trying to think, trying to think. I need to. I need to bring. I need to bring this down a little bit. I'm trying to have it in his eyes, but not quite. Making shaggy, disheveled hair is difficult. Don't do this at home, children. But what was I thinking? She was just like, yeah, they meet you in a strip club and da 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 da. I only see 2 out of 5 of these men going to the strip club, actually, because no, because no. Um, Most likely to go to the strip club are these bottom two. So Silas, because he is a gangster, I don't think that he would like go because he has very refined taste. Like this is the kind of dude who be listening to classical music and stuff. Like I feel like he's too bougie to go to a strip club because of like the kind of vibes it has. It's not him. He don't do that. But I think that he would end up going if like one of his business associates arranged for it and stuff, and he's just like, okay. And then I think that Caleb would go, not because that's necessarily his vibe, because I don't think it's his vibe either. It's like dude's in the military, right? And he has comrades, and they like pick the outing for the night, and he ends up tagging along because he's a social person and stuff, and it may not be his vibe, but he also kind of doesn't care. With the others, it's not gonna happen. Excuse me. So Raphael, he's not gonna meet you at no strip club. He's meeting you at a cabaret show. Like he would be the kind of person to go to like one of those burlesque shows and stuff because it's all artsy and stuff. Because dude's an artist. That's like more his speed. Zane isn't going to no damn strip club. He likes going to bars though, canonically, or at least I think canonically, because like he knows how to play pool. So it's more like a casual setting, and you're like another bar goer. So he'll meet you there. Um, worst part of drawing this man's hair is like how many strands there are, and I have to like break them up into shapes because I really do not want to do all of this shit. Like being an artist is hard when you don't want to do You're like trying to do it the most efficient way possible while still communicating certain things. Okay. Um. What was I thinking about again? Yeah, he'll meet you in a bar. Xavier is a fucking nerd. He is not going to no strip club. He'll go to a host club, if anything. If anything. I'm just gonna make the hair smooth. You finna make me mad, actually. Because how dare you have hair like this? How dare you give me a hard time, man? When we're supposed to be married and you're just proving to be a major obstacle, and for what? What did I do to deserve this? You're a terrible person, Xavier. We're getting a divorce, actually. Another issue is that I keep making the hair all wispy, and that's technically not his hair language, and I don't draw hair like that. This part is okay. It's just closing it. Ugh. Guys, is my art okay? I need affirmation. If anybody is here, y'all might be lurking or straight up asleep at this point. Because it's taking me forever to finish the shit, and I am determined. His hair looks so ugly. Jesus. I just want him to have good hair, please. Not this song. Hmm. Excuse me. I like the middle. I don't like the sides. If I could fix that. Ugh. Ugh. It's fine. It's not fine, but it will be. It will be. Okay. This part looks decent. It's just the outer part. It's nasty. It's nasty. I don't like it. It's nasty. Okay. Sort of got it. Sort of got it. Okay, it's almost there. It's almost there. Oh my god. I am sort of succeeding. Sorry, I've been quiet. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. If I want to keep drawing this man on a regular basis, though, I will have to come up with another method because this is not sustainable. Okay, so how do I add more life to this side? I'm low key giving him that light Yagami hair, and I'm scared because I don't like Yagami. I don't like him actually. I can't stand him. It's just filling in this one forehead part. Like, damn. Right answer, forehead. Okay. I think I got it. I got it. His face feels fat, though. It's because of his chin. Oh, his chin feels too long. That's the Yowie chin, please. I said that a character is hot because I drew them. I might have to take that back. God will make a liar out of you. Okay, the chin is better. Never mind. I'm not taking back what I said. I am excellent. I am wonderful, actually. His face is a bit too angular, though. Crimson chin looking ass. Okay. Now we get to fix everything else. Good lord. Um. Let's see. Shout out Florence and the Machine. I'm giving him under eye bags because he's always sleepy. Scalera. zoom in. Okay. We gonna give him some lips. Oh my gosh, hi Jayla, big fan. Can I get your autograph? Of course. Once I learn how to make one. I don't sign my stuff. I need to actually do that. Like I just write my initials in my sketchbook, and I move on with my life. But hey, Aurea, how's it going? You are currently witnessing greatness because I finally figured out how to draw. Oh, thank you. I finally figured out how to draw the ladsman. It just took a lot of excruciating. I gotta find a better way to draw Xavier though, because I'll be damned if I have to redraw his hair multiple times. It took excruciating pain. Thank you. I wanted to redraw these bastards because, like, I tried to redesign them. I'll show you all of them so far. I tried to redesign them and I low key failed because I'm like, some of them look a little bit ugly. I need to fix that. Or some of them don't look all that recognizable because I changed a little bit too much. I may have to change Caleb's eyebrows again. And Caleb was especially difficult because I don't like him. So I'm just like, he not gonna look right no matter how many times I draw him because I don't like him. But I'm a hater, but we'll find a way. Maybe I should do a day where I'm like, who in chat? Let me draw them. That would be fun. I'll schedule a time to do that. But we're almost done. We're listening to Florence and the Machine as I struggle. But I'm really happy with how things turned out. I might make Xavier's eye bags a little bit lighter. Let me turn off his skin tone so I can actually see what to color. But after we finish him, it's over. Because I got other stuff to do and I'm tired. And I got to get ready for tomorrow. I got work things. I'm skipping this. I like FK Twigs, but something different. Ooh, we'll play this. I love this song so much. I've been listening to it nonstop. My name's my husband. So long. It's fine me, oh baby. My name's my lover. Getting down with another. Say, baby, say, you should hide now. My patience. Just waiting. Find me, oh, baby. Tell him I'm cute. Tell him I'm cute. He looks so tired. Okay, look at them, my ring, my wedding figure. Diamond. Says to me, help me, help me, Lord. I need you to tell me, baby, what has my husband. Oh, I'm sorry that you're dealing with ads, even though you can't hear me right now. Oh, baby, what has my lover been down with another? Look at them, a ring, diamond, diamond, diamond. Hmm. I think the problem is that Xavier's eyes are too dark, even though they're actually very vibrant. Cause damn, he looks dead. So, hey. Mm, yeah, it's a little bit too saturated. Okay. Okay, now I'm adjusting the color so he doesn't look dead. Like he sleeps a lot, but he's not dead. Good lord. Xavier's hair does have that ashy tone to it, and I definitely don't want to make it as definitely don't want to make it as like hella white as Silas's, but I also just don't want to make it look dead. Or let's see, Xavier Lumiere. No, he does have that ashy gray hair. It's just the tone. And it has a warm tone to it. That's the other aspect of it. We're getting good, guys. Hmm. No, 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 no. And the other stuff is about relative color. I'm trying to make it. 209. 209. So changing the hue. I don't like how cool it is. Because the rest of them is too warm. Okay. I didn't realize that Xavier's hair is like that warm because he always wears cool tones, but I guess that's to balance it out. So I learned something new. Maybe I have to use the same base color hair as Silas. No, don't feel right. Damn. Here's the Silas picture. No, 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 no. Okay, now it's too orange because of the lighting. Come on. I almost got him. I almost got him. We are almost great. It also helps that Silas and Xavier are from like the same planet. Okay. This is better. Stop. Actually, I want this way, maybe? And then make the gradient that. Nah, it's not working. It's not working. I'm almost there. I am almost there. It's not quite. And then now it's too dark. I need. Base. Okay, how is this? I also gotta. Hold on. Ooh! Hold on. Turn off the ruler. I need to fix the lips. Again, it's the color. It's too saturated compared to the rest of them. I need to fix it. And then it's fine. I'm like, why is this skin so damn? Ooh, wrong thing. Wrong thing. Ooh, good lord. Wrong layer. Lips are too dark. Okay, Xavier looks a little bit sickly. Maybe I should get rid of the eye bags. You left me something? What'd you leave me? Where? Email. Okay. I'll check. Actually, let me check now, since you told me. Ooh, I gotta clean out my emails. Oh, let's go! Thank you! You're wonderful! I got you. I'll send you the paperwork later today. Wait, why am I saying later today? I'll send it to you tomorrow. Also, hey Oreo, we've almost achieved greatness. It's just, oh my god, it's coloring hard, and I'm trying to keep Xavier from looking like a dead man. I think that the eye bags are a nice touch. Also, I should probably give them to Zane too, because that's when you first meet him. He got eyes under his bags, like when you first meet him in game, because we know this man. Because he always be working all the time. Best way to describe, for those who don't play Love in Deep Space, the best way to describe y'all's relationship is: have you eaten today? Cock's gun. And both of y'all are like yelling at each other to take care of yourselves. But I think I got it. Actually, no. I'm gonna do some other tweaks. Like I'm getting it right. Get it right. Get it right. Get it tight. Drop it like it's hot. Or was it booty rocking everywhere? They got the same BPM, so I get it wrong. Is it booty? Now I gotta play the song. Or oh, it's called Miss New Booty. Because I was just like, how you Miss New Booty? Get it together. Okay, it was this song. I'm like, was it Drop It Like It's Hot or was it Miss New Booty? Is Miss New Booty? I'm sorry, the whole vibes change. This new booty. Get back to me. God damn it, where is the side? Actually, I might need this. I was just like, where's the. And I'm like, why is this here? But I actually might need it for Dimension. Oh my god. I remember what movie was it? I think it was Epic Movie that was playing this. Epic Movie, you know, those parody movies like Disaster Movie and Scary Movie. Miss Sweet Boo, that too. Okay. I don't want to overwork it because that would legitimately piss me off if I end up messing up something. I swear to God. No, I still gotta fix something. I'm sorry. Shit. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Just listen to the lyrics. I'm gonna get it right. It's amazing how this is the song that's motivating me to get good. Oh my god. Get back to it. Get it right. Get it. Okay. Turn the hair back on. Turn the hair color back on, please. Ooh, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, okay, I got it. I got it. Oh my god, I'm so actually, I gotta fix Zane's eyebrows. I'm nitpicking, but like, I want this to look decent before I post it tomorrow. Because I'm gonna be at work all day. Thank you. Like, look at these bed. I put my foot in it. I'm making his brows just a little bit thicker because I'm like, he's a little bit too thin. I appreciate the booty work. Oh my gosh. I'm like, Mom, remember those Chinese men that I be telling you about? I finally learned how to draw them. Because she be asking me, Jayla, what's been going on with that Chinese game you be playing? And I'm like, Mom. But I'm so proud. I did a good job. Okay. What do I do now? It's been so long since I've streamed. Okay. But oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. Thank you so much for being patient with me and listen to me rant and ramble and go mad trying to draw these bastards. So so yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm so excited. Because of like I succeeded. Holy crap. Celebrate every victory, no matter how arduous the path is, because good lord, crafting perfection is difficult. But thank you for being with me and thank you for having fun. I hope that y'all have a good night. Make sure you drink water. It's late. Thank you for the head pad. I gotta fix the redeem because it's not working for some reason. But we'll fix it. But but yeah, have a good evening. Stay above the water. Actually, no. Before y'all leave, do not leave yet. I was just like, yeah, I'm about to shut down. Do we have anybody to raid? If we don't, then we'll just go to sleep. Actually, give me a minute. I gotta find them. Are any of my ooms streaming right now? Oh, Nari is streaming. Okay, I'll provide. Want us to give a suggestion? No, I'm good. But thank you. I appreciate it. We're gonna raid Nari because she's having her I just gotta spell it. Damn. Nari. Okay. That was my suggestion. Oh yay! So we're gonna raid her because she's doing a donathon right now, and I want her to succeed. So we're gonna move. Okay. But in the meantime, stay above the water. Thank you for coming. Good night.